The information presented in this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional relationship advice. Every relationship is unique, and consulting with a qualified therapist can provide personalized guidance.
We all dream of a fulfilling relationship, a place where we feel safe, supported, and loved for who we are. In a healthy relationship, partners respect each other's individuality and encourage each other to grow. They celebrate each other's successes and offer a shoulder to cry on during tough times. There's trust, honesty, and a willingness to work through challenges together. But sometimes, relationships can feel a little off balance. That's normal. Every relationship has its ups and downs. Take a moment to reflect on your relationship with your partner. Do any of the following statements resonate with you? I often feel like my partner and I aren't growing together. I often feel unhappy or unsupported in my relationship. I often feel like I can't trust my partner. Or it seems I am trusting them less and less over time. I often feel drained, seemingly because of my partner's emotional intensity. I often feel scared or unsafe in my relationship. My partner and I often struggle to have open and honest conversations. We often find ourselves misunderstanding each other. Lastly, it often feels like we can't express our needs or feelings without conflict. If you identified with some of these statements, it might be helpful to consider if your partner exhibits tendencies of overly critical, highly reactive, or emotionally absent behavioral styles. This doesn't necessarily mean your partner is solely responsible. Sometimes, our own behavioral styles can also contribute to challenges. Many healthy relationships go through challenges. It's important to note that relationships are complex, and sometimes you might identify with traits from more than one category. Ultimately, these categories are here to help you understand potential patterns, not to label your partner. In this part of the video, we're going to look at 3 groups of behavioral styles to let you consider if any describes your partner's behavioral patterns. Recognizing these patterns can help you see the bigger picture and identify areas for improvement in the relationship. Let's begin. Do these statements ring true for you? My partner frequently points out my flaws and mistakes, often focusing on small details. Rarely compliments me. Instead, they make comments that belittle me. Sets unrealistic expectations and criticizes me when they are not met. Often expresses dissatisfaction with my efforts or achievements. Often compares me unfavorably to others. Gets upset when I don't follow their advice or instruction. Tends to make me question my abilities and self-worth. If you identified with many of the statements, it suggests your partner might exhibit characteristics of a highly critical behavioral style. Now, consider these statements. Do they reflect the relationship between your partner and you? My partner seems to prioritize their own feelings and needs over mine. Brings up past mistakes or arguments during new conflicts. Often blames me for the cause of their negative emotions. Can blow small problems out of proportion. Can get overly defensive when I try to offer constructive criticism. Can go from being very happy to very angry without clear reasons. May yell, slam doors or throw objects when angry. Sometimes makes me feel like I'm walking on eggshells, because I don't know how they are going to be the next moment. If the statements here resonated more with you, your partner's behavior might be aligned with a highly reactive style. Here's the final set of statements. Do these resonate with you? My partner hardly expresses their feelings. They are often distant and hard to read. Dismisses emotions as unimportant and finds emotional vulnerability uncomfortable. Prioritizes independence and avoids long-term plans or discussions about the future. Focuses primarily on their own interests and hobbies. Has had a history of numerous short-term relationships. Sometimes feels distant, making me feel alone and unsupported. If the statements in this group seem more familiar, your partner might be displaying traits of an emotionally absent style. Understanding different behavioral styles can help us navigate our relationships more effectively. Let's start with highly critical behaviors. It's important to remember that everyone criticizes their partner sometimes. Healthy criticism is focused on the behavior, not the person, and offered in a constructive way to help your partner improve. However, if critical behaviors become a chronic pattern, they can be damaging to the relationship. Highly critical partners frequently engage in criticism, belittling, and constant dissatisfaction. These behaviors often undermine their partner's self-worth. This behavioral pattern can significantly damage the self-esteem of the criticized partner, creating a negative and hostile environment. Such behaviors often stem from insecurity, past trauma, learned behavior patterns, or a need for control. It's important to understand that while these behaviors are distressing, they do not necessarily indicate a mental health disorder, but rather maladaptive coping mechanisms or relational patterns. Here are some treatments for partners who have highly critical tendencies. Couples counseling can help address communication issues and develop healthier interaction patterns. For the critical partner, individual therapy can provide insight into underlying issues and teach healthier ways of relating. Strategies to improve communication, such as learning constructive feedback techniques and building empathy, are essential steps to improve relationship dynamics. Let's now turn our attention to partners with highly reactive behaviors. Highly reactive partners often display intense emotional reactions, may engage in dramatic or unpredictable behavior. They tend to overreact to small problems and to become defensive. They also often prioritize their own feelings and frequent blame of their partner for negative emotions. These behaviors can create a tense and unstable environment, making their partner feel like they're walking on eggshells. Highly reactive behavior may stem from unresolved emotional issues, past trauma, or a lack of healthy coping mechanisms. Like highly critical partners, highly reactive partners also can benefit from couples counseling, individual therapy, and improving communication strategies. Couples counseling helps partners navigate and manage emotional reactions more effectively. Individual therapy can assist the reactive partner in addressing their emotional regulation and developing healthier coping strategies. Improving emotional intelligence and fostering a calm, supportive communication style can help stabilize the relationship. Some communication strategies that can be helpful include active listening, using I statements to express their feelings, and taking time to cool down before having important conversations. Finally, let's talk about partners with emotionally absent behaviors. It's important to remember that a healthy sense of independence is important in a relationship. However, emotionally absent partners take this concept to an extreme. Emotionally absent partners are often distant and might appear uninterested or detached from the relationship. They rarely express their feelings. They tend to be uncomfortable displaying vulnerability, prioritize their independence, and focus on their own interests over shared activities. This behavior can make the partner feel lonely and unsupported, leading to a sense of emotional isolation. Emotional absence can be a result of past relationship experiences, fear of vulnerability, or a deeply ingrained sense of independence. Relationships where one partner is emotionally absent can also benefit from couples counseling, individual therapy, and improving communication strategies. Couples counseling can help bridge the emotional gap between the partners and foster deeper connections. Individual therapy helps the emotionally absent partner understand and address their fears of vulnerability. Communication strategies can help build emotional intimacy. This might involve encouraging the emotionally absent partner to practice open and honest communication about their feelings. For example, instead of saying fine when they are upset, they could express their feelings by saying I feel hurt when, or that actually hurt my feelings. Recognizing these behavioral patterns in your partner or yourself is the first step toward creating a healthier, more supportive relationship. Remember, change is possible. By identifying these behaviors and seeking help through couples counseling, individual therapy, or open communication, you can build a stronger and more fulfilling relationship. There are many resources available to help you on this journey, including licensed therapists and counselors. You can also find helpful information online at reputable mental health organizations' websites. With open communication, effort, and a willingness to grow, you're well on your way. Good luck on building your happy and supportive relationship with your partner.